How y'all doing? Hey, I know it's been, I don't know, guess I did something the other day. But listen, how many of you guys feel like God is just giving out some unusual instructions right now? Things that you probably normally wouldn't do. It doesn't sometimes it really doesn't make sense to you. Um, Today was one of them days. This morning was, I'm gonna be transparent. This morning was kind of rough because I woke up and I usually get all of my work and stuff done, but nothing wanted to work. Like nothing wanted to work, and so the computer wouldn't work, my printing couldn't work, and so I got frustrated. So I was frustrated for for about 2 or 3 hours, and so my wife texted me 6 o'clock in the morning, was like, do you want to pray? Do you want to get on the prayer line? And I was like, yeah, I need prayer. Let's actually do that. And so we went to actually get on the prayer line, and it wasn't a prayer. It didn't have it. So I was like, babe, just pray for me. I need oil. I need you to lay hands on me. I need you to speak on me. It was just something that would have been unusual because normally she is asleep, and I'm up moving and doing everything that I need to do, and just so happened that God was like, yeah, you needed this prayer. And so when she was praying for me, it literally broke something off of me. And then I was able to focus and concentrate. So the enemy was trying to start my week off wrong. But God had something that happened unusual that switched it. So I was thinking, okay, that's good today. So I get up and I go, and he said, I need you to go and do your routine, run and walk at the park. So I'm at the park, and he says, I want you to walk backwards. I'm like, what? Walk backwards? I'm thinking, in my mind, I'm thinking, dude, my legs are gonna hurt differently. That's a whole nother hurt. And I really don't like walking backwards because, I'm spending my time turning around, seeing if I'm getting ready to bump into anybody. But let me tell you, God got a plan. Let me tell you, he got a plan. So as I was walking backwards, a lady that was in front of me was like literally reading my shirt. And you can't, my shirt, I got a PPK shirt on. So she was asking me questions about my PPK shirt as I was walking back. And then she starts telling me go to the left because somebody's coming to the right. And so she was kind of guiding me. I was like, okay. So she was asking some questions, and she was, got to a place where she was asking me about ministry. She was asking me about, who God is, and trying to get to know God. And how about as I'm walking backwards, I'm having this conversation with this lady. It's an older lady, man. She had to be like 80 something years old. And so my mind would have been thinking that, man, this probably lady already know who God is. I'm sure she knows who God is. I mean, it is what it is. Obviously, she didn't. So she was asking me, and she was like, can you lead me to Christ? I stopped instantly. And I was like, God, if I wouldn't have walked backwards, I would have missed this lady, and I wouldn't have been able to do this. And so I'm sitting here, I'm telling you, I was about to fall out crying. And he said, this is a season of just being obedient. I'm going to ask you to do some unusual things. And what you don't know is the effect that it's going to have on somebody else. It ain't about you and your thinking that this ain't cool, this going to hurt, this going to do all of this. This is about who a God really and truly wants to be done. Now, I'm walking backwards, backwards. And this lady, 80 some years old, is reading my shirt, and then got to a place where she said, lead me to Christ. I led her to Christ. She looked at me, and then she said, come on, let's keep walking. And as I'm an old woman, you're going to walk back faster. You're going to walk faster backwards than I said, oh Lord. I did a whole mile backwards. Now everybody looking at me, and everybody looking at this elderly woman, and she was white, an old white elderly woman looking at me, and she was talking to me while I was walking backwards. She was like, oh, move to the left, move to the right. I mean, she was literally guiding me backwards, so I didn't have to keep turning around. And so we're holding conversations. So by the time I got done with a mile, I had to lead this woman to Christ. We've talked about her family. We've talked about Thanksgiving. We talked about Christmas. We talked about a whole lot of stuff in the midst of it. And she asked, she was like, well, where do you go to church? I said, well, I go to Life Center. And so I'm just telling her, and she's like, can I see it online? I'm like, yes, you may. And so I gave her the information. I gave her some information. And so as I was done, I was like, okay, good. I'm getting ready to go. See you later. And so I got ready to, I turned around, start walking normal. And another lady ran up to me. She was like, I adore that. That was like the best thing that I've ever seen. I heard you guys talking about God. I heard you guys talking about Christ. And I see that you're leading. You led that woman to Christ. That was probably the best thing that I've seen today. I was like, okay, God. I got to the car and God says, now, it wasn't about what you wanted to do. It was about the instructions that I'm giving you that's going to unlock someone else's destiny, unlock somebody else's blessing, unlock somebody else's salvation. Come on, y'all. Yes, I understand that it's unusual telling you to go and get rid of all of your clothes, clean out your whole house, get rid of it. Just totally get rid of everything and start knowing you looking at your bank account and your bank account saying you got $30. But then he tells you to go somewhere, go to whatever, let's say a furniture place. Go to a furniture place and apply for some, look at the things that I want you to look at, and then apply for something, apply for some credit, and all of a sudden you get the credit, and now you get everything that you need, and all you got to do is pay $30. That last $30 that you had in your, come on, y'all. I'm talking about some unusual things are getting ready to happen in this time period. So I'm talking about unusual. You can look in the Bible and see a whole lot of unusual things. All the way from Genesis, all the way to Revelation. You will see some crazy, I ain't gonna say crazy. It's stuff that it increases your faith. What it does is it increases your faith, increases your belief that what God is saying to you is really real. It'll change your life. It'll change your perspective. Now I'm like, my God. When I say you changing things, you are changing things. Don't listen. People are watching you. People are watching you. And God is getting ready to have you to do some stuff that you wouldn't even think of. You wouldn't even, it don't even make any sense to it don't make not logical sense to you. But God is getting ready to do something that it's going to be so fast, you're not going to even have time to think about it. All you have to do is just be obedient. Just be obedient. When he gives you these instructions, don't try to analyze it. Don't try to break it down. Don't try to do all of that because that's going to get you in trouble. Just do it. Just do it. I'm talking about just like Nike had this thing for the longest. Just do it. That's all God is wanting you to do is actually do it. Don't talk about it. Don't think about it. Just do it. And when you start walking it out, it'll start making sense to you. When you get done with it, it'll make sense to you. I ain't know why God said I need you to start walking backwards. Backwards for a whole mile, and this part got hills. So I'm walking downhill backwards, talking to a elderly woman that's 80 years old, she's like literally trying to walk fast, so I have to walk faster. So I'm getting some exercise, but I felt like she was trying to make me fall. But I wasn't thinking about that because I was thinking about leading her to Christ. I was thinking about, the conversations that we was having. I didn't know other people was watching, but when the thing comes to the end, someone else is watching, and you don't even know what type of the effect that it's having on these people's lives. So listen, I just need you to understand that God is giving out some unusual instructions. And let me tell you, it's going to unlock somebody's life. Somebody's life has been locked up. And it's like, they feel like they can't get through. They can't get a breakthrough. They can't make it. They're tired. They're frustrated. But God is going to ask you to do something that's just like unusual. You're going to see somebody and God's going to have you to do something unusual. I used to think this was, I don't even know. But God had me on this at one point in time on homeless people. Just doing unusual random acts of giving food or giving clothes or just doing things for them. Man, I'm like, God just shifted me into another place, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I really am, because I understand it's not about me. This incident today shows me it wasn't even about me. It was just about my obedience. It was about my discipline. Am I disciplined enough to know that I heard God? And am I obedient enough to actually do something that doesn't even make natural sense to me? Make natural sense to me. But look at God. All I can say is, but God. Just but God. So I pray that this right here, this message helps somebody. I pray that it motivates you. I pray that it stretches you, because I want you, God, to be able to get the glory in everything that you're doing. And when you're obedient and you have, like my wife got a servant's heart, all I want to do is serve God. All I want to do is do it God's way. And so with that being said, listen for the unusual things that are being said, what God is saying. Come on. Don't miss it. Listen, don't miss it. Don't miss the opportunity that God is getting ready to present to you. Don't miss it. Don't miss it. I thank you, Cubion. Don't miss it. It's gonna be unusual. Don't miss it. Don't overthink it. Don't do it. All right. Hey, y'all be blessed, and y'all have a wonderful time. This is Gerald, one half of Gerald and Yvette Ministries. You can go to our website, GeraldandYvette.com. Go to our YouTube channel. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe to Gerald and Yvette Ministries. But let me tell you, don't miss it. I know I look different. I got glasses on today, but I listen. It was unusual. Once again, it's something that was unusual. I don't walk with my glasses. I don't broadcast with my glasses. Listen, this is an unusual thing today. All right? So stop analyzing. Stop saying what you won't do, what you can't do, what you don't feel like you want to do. Because let me tell you, God is getting ready to check your faith meter. He's getting ready to check your obedience. He's getting ready to check your discipline and doing some unusual things. So be ready. Keep your eyes open. I pray that the scales are being removed and that you can actually see in the spirit of what God is trying to do in your life, through your life, for others. Y'all be blessed and have a great day.